bet it's a bullet gonna get the last laugh.
The third video of the day, today we have more information being revealed. We have the stories for Chaolan, Zafina, Alisa, and Devil Jin, all revealed, at least their bios, not their whole entire stories, right? Just kind of bridging the gap from Tekken 7 to Tekken 8, which is 6 months in the world of Tekken. So I'm just going to dive right in and read the 4 bios for each of these characters. Remember, like and subscribe. Starting off with Alisa Bosconovitch. Alisa Bosconovitch is an android built for the sole purpose of protecting Jin Kazama, former head of the Mishima Zaibatsu. Designed to always abide by Jin's orders, Alisa's control over her own actions was temporarily overridden by her master, forcing her to engage in battle to the death against Lars Alexander. Despite her feelings for him, the battle caused her system to shut down. So this is kind of summarizing very briefly what happened, at least for this character, in Tekken 6. Jin made her, Lars discovered her, freed her, but then at the moment of truth, she was turned against Lars and Lars had to beat her down. It says, however, thanks to the effort of Lars and others, right, Chaolan, Raven, you can name many characters, Alisa is miraculously rebooted and is now a member of the Rebel Army. This is talking about Yggdrasil. And I want to jump back to it when it said the former head of the Mishima Zaibatsu when talking about Jin Kazama. This is more evidence pointing towards him not being in control of the Mishima Zaibatsu and being instead like co-control, I would say, of Yggdrasil with Lars Alexander. So this is once again saying that he is not in charge of that. Who is? Only time will tell. Let's continue. Yet, Alisa noticed a worrying development. Information regarding Lars frequently interrupts her thought process and causes her temperature to rise? Huh? Okay, Lars. Temperature to rise. Okay. Believing it to be a critical malfunction, Alisa begs her creator, Dr. Bosconovitch, to fix her, once again confirming that he is alive, but also he is still in connection with them. That is so crazy. In Yoshimitsu's bio, he was just getting the new suit from Dr. Bosconovitch, and then you have here, Dr. Bosconovitch is also helping Alisa. So this guy, I feel like Yoshimitsu will join their team because Dr. Bosconovitch will be the bridge that links all of them together, you know? After a few weeks, she receives a major update and learns some surprising truths. There was no malfunction to be found. What's more, the functions that Jin had used to control her, such as when he commanded her to fight Lars, no longer exist. Go now, you are free. You may do as you like. That's what Dr. Bosconovitch says. Dr. Bosconovitch gives her a gentle smile, and for a moment, Alisa thinks she's a faint resemblance of someone she once knew. She smiles back. As she flies home, she quietly makes the promise to herself, this time around, I'll use my own free will. This time I'll choose to fight. So this kind of completes her journey of being free from Jin Kazama and free to do whatever she wants. There's a lot of subtle references to her being modeled after Dr. Bosconovitch's daughter and how he feel about Alisa. There's a lot of elements in here. I think this is a good introduction for the character. Let's move on to Chaolan, the silvered-haired demon. It says, raised in a harsh environment as Heihachi Mishima's adopted son, Chaolan now manages the global humanoid manufacturer Violet Systems. Lee carries with him a bitter hatred for both Heihachi and Kazuya, and when he first met Lars Alexander, a man who stood in the opposition of the Mishima Zaibatsu, he intended to use him as a pawn for his own revenge. Oh my god, see, I always talk about how Lee is secretly evil. This guy is like devious. He has that dark side to him, backstabber. I'm just looking at the word however, and I know they're gonna probably retcon that or change that. So let's read. However, Lei comes to sympathize with Lars' honest and excellent desire for peace. With the sincere intentions of supporting Lars' plan, Lee teams up with him to form a rebel army, Yggdrasil, and begins working as a staff officer. So this guy kind of demoted himself. He was in charge of Violet System all by himself. Then he joined Lars's group, which was like a break off of the Mishima Zaibatsu. And yes, they joined to become stronger, but Lee kind of stepped down in power. Meanwhile, Kazuya led G-Corp and showed no sign of slowing his invasion. Despite G-Corp's defeat of the Mishima Zaibatsu, the world is being brought to its knees under a brutal wave of military rule. This is what they told us at the end of Tekken 7. Kazuya Mishima is not stopping. But Lee knows his adopted brother Kazuya's inside and out. He started fully uses his knowledge and vast resources to develop a variety of weapons. This is something that I always try to highlight about Lee. Lee is not capable to fight Jin, Kazuya, and I would even say Lars one-on-one. He would simply lose. Yes, he's one of the most talented, skilled fighters on the planet. He was trained by Heihachi, but you cannot beat the power, the genes of Heihachi, and also the devil gene. So his most powerful weapon is his brain, his mind, and I'm glad to see that they are hinting at him using that in Tekken 8. A lot of characters understand how the devil gene works, and if they simply think about what they're doing, they could be way more destructive against it, right? Let's see what it says. Wow, what the... Dr. Bosconovitch, with the help of the ingenious scientist Dr. Bosconovitch, he constructs the enormous flying boat Vidopnir. In addition to developing mobile warfare units using motorbikes. With these, the rebel army is able to start pushing back against the group in every region. So Dr. Bosconovitch, like I was saying, is working with them, and Yoshimitsu probably will be as well. That's dope. But that means Dr. Bosconovitch will probably be a main target by G. But so Yggdrasil has Dr. Bosconovitch. G-Corp has whoever created the Jack robots. I think her name starts with a P or a J or something. Maybe Jenny or something. I don't know. But I think the main target in these wars are the scientists. You destroy the scientists or at least capture them. You can have them tell you how everything works and you can start to shut it down. It's a battle. It's a cyber war really. Yes, you would still have these ultra powerful demons, but you shut down their army. You basically make them fight all on their own with no support. That's what I would do at least. Moving on to Zafina, one of the characters who will probably play the biggest role in the story. After we have Devil Jin, let's talk about her first. Mystic strategizer is how she is described. Zafina is a warrior born into the family of exorcists whose lineage date back to the time of ancient dynasties. This is referring to Azazel when he ruled. There's only a few people who existed in that time. Mokujin, Claudio's ancestors, and Zafina's ancestors. That's it, at least that we know of. In her day-to-day life, however, she uses her exceptional spiritual abilities to earn a living as an astrologist. So that makes sense why the astrologist, is in the Tekken 8 lounge. Makes perfect sense. Only a few months ago, the earth-shattering clash between the two evil stars, Jin and Kazuya Mishima, led to the resurrection of the original devil Azazel. The original devil. Okay, so they are confirming that this is the origin. They always kind of played around with the idea, but they left it a little bit ambiguous, but here they're saying it. An evil whom Zafina's family had kept sealed away for generations. Jin is able to defeat Azazel by the skin of his teeth, but Azazel's spirit is indestructible. Wow, and survives. So his spirit is indestructible, it says. So how do you get rid of it? Maybe the only thing you can do is contain it once again. It would explain why Zafina and her team contained it. They didn't destroy it, they contained it. Maybe it can never be sealed away. Now it's only a matter of time before Azazel is resurrected once again. In order to delay Azazel's return for as long as possible, Zafina seals away the spirit in her left arm using her family's secret art. However, Azazel's power is far beyond what she could even have foreseen. The devil begins to wrest control of Zafina's body and soul away from her again and again. We talked about how in Tekken 7 it went from her hand, and now it's sort of engulfing her whole arm, almost up to her shoulder. So this is the battle that they're talking about. And exhausted, Zafina arrives at the Sirius Sanctuary, this is Claudio's headquarters, in a last-ditch effort before losing consciousness. She awakens to find herself surrounded by Ling Xiaoyu, who is devotedly attending to her recovery, and Claudio, who is applying a holy seal to her left arm. So yeah, I was right. Claudio did help her out with that left arm. He knows what to do. You know, Claudio is so interesting as well. Quick sidebar. He understands exactly who and what Azazel is, just like Zafina. He has books, he has designs, he knows what this entity is. And the fact that they have this in their possession, this is the source of the devil gene. They can't destroy it. That kind of saves Jin and Kazuya from just like ceasing to exist in a way. But the fact that they have this in their presence, they can keep monitoring it, an eye on the situation. Deeming them worthy of trust, Zafina confesses all to them. In return, the two promise to spare no effort in aiding her whenever she needs it. Shortly after, while under the protection of the serious marksman, Zafina struggles to find a way to change the doomed fate. From the countless futures she's seen, though there seems to be only one way out. However, that path would come at a great cost. So her plan, now it's not really referenced here, but her plan, at least in Tekken 7 when she was added as DLC, was she simply wanted to kill Jin and Kazuya. You kill those two, they can't awaken this devil anymore, and then you simply put the devil back in the temple, right? That's the end of the story. So will she still go that route? I don't know, because Claudio and Zhao Yu, they don't want to hurt Jin, at least. Kazuya, do away with him, but Jin, you got to get it out of him another way. And then also, once you do that, you got to get Azazel out of Zafina the safe way, and then boom, you know. But it's, some people want to give up power, some people don't, so it's going to be a give and take. Speaking of a character who doesn't want to give up power, Devil Jin, the last one. Black Wings of Ruin is how he is described. His information is very short. 2 sentences. Devil is another form of Jin Kazama, one that has lost all reasoning due to the devil blood that controls his mind. With the way he guides through the air on jet black wings, devil is the perfect word to describe his appearance and abilities that lie beyond human capabilities. So they really say nothing at all about this character, and I kind of want it to be that way. Even though I wanted to see what they would say, the fact that they said nothing, you know that any ounce of like wording would spoil everything. So I'm happy that they're holding back when it's necessary and not telling us anything. This character is going to be a key character. People think this will be the true villain of Tekken 8. Kazuya, he's not really all evil and doom and gloom. He kind of just wants to save himself power so he can protect himself. Devil Jin, he wants chaos, he wants destruction. That devil that's controlling his mind, is that another form of Azazel? Is it an extension of him? Only time will tell. But in this video, I just want to talk about all these things. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe, and bye-bye.